everyone, welcome to day 3 of the no added salt and exercise challenge. So I am making a recipe that if you watched my vegan Weight Watchers challenge, I made this towards the beginning of that challenge, but I'm going to make it this time with no salt. And hopefully it will taste just as wonderful. I don't know, we shall see. The ingredients are all super simple, super easy, straightforward to put together. But I'm really excited about it because I really liked it last time. So I'm going to make baked teriyaki tofu with pineapple. The hard part about this is it's supposed to use a ton of soy sauce, and I'm not using any soy sauce. So we shall see how that works out. I really think it'll be fine. I think it'll just be a lot sweeter and not as salty, and that's okay. So basically, you need a baking dish, and you're going to put in it some chopped up tofu, and you could use crumbled tofu like you get at the regular grocery store and just break it up into chunks and sprinkle that across the top of your peppers and onions. You totally could do that. We just buy pressed tofu at the Asian grocery store, and so that's what I'm going to put in mine. I don't think it says, let's see, what does it say? I don't think it says. Okay, place pineapple, onion, and bell peppers in the baking dish topped with the chicken thighs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I've got an onion, 1 orange, 2 green, and 1 red pepper. I'm going to put that in the bottom of my glass baking dish. And then I only had 3 pieces of the pressed tofu, so I chopped them up. I chopped them into bigger sizes than I usually do because I wanted them to be comparable size to the peppers. So I'm going to put those 2 in there, and then I'm going to put the pineapple on top. But the pineapple I am actually going to only put on 2/3 of it because my husband's not really going to want to eat it if it's got pineapple on it, and so I'm sure he'll eat part of this. So anyways, I am going to use the pineapple juice though. So I have a can of pineapple tidbits, so they're just the smaller pieces, and it's just in juice, so there's no sugar added to this. I'm going to pour some of this into here because I'm going to use that for the sauce. I should have left the lid on. I don't know what I was thinking why I took that off. Let's put that back on, and then we could pour a little more freely without having to worry about making such a mess. Kind of expected there to be more pineapple juice in there than there is. That's good. That means it got lots of pineapple. It's the part that you pay for. That's pretty good. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to add to that some apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do approximately 2 to 1. I'm not measuring it. So looks pretty good. Going to put in, again, we're approximating things here. I'm not measuring exactly. I've got just a small amount of the tapioca flour left. I'm going to actually put in what I have left. I think it's probably about 2 tablespoons. And then I'm going to blend this. I'm going to try it before I put it on my food because I want to see if I need to put maple syrup in it or if it's going to be sweet enough the way that it is. I think it'll probably be fine, but I might need to thin it out with a little bit of water. I don't know yet. So the other thing that I'm putting in here is garlic. It does call for ginger in the original recipe, and I'll definitely put the links below for the recipe. It calls for ginger. I'm just going to leave that out because you guys know I'm not a big fan, but if you wanted ginger in it, that does call for a teaspoon of grated ginger and some black pepper. So I'm actually going to put a sprinkle of black pepper in here quick before I blend this up, and then I'll be back to talk to you about what it tastes like in just a minute. Alrighty guys, so sauce. So I did put black pepper in here, and I put some garlic in here because I forgot to put it. I wanted to put it like buried in the middle of my layers because I didn't want it to get all burnt and stuff on top, but I put it in here. This is pretty strong, so I am going to put some maple syrup in here. Probably not a whole lot, but I'm going to put a little bit of maple syrup in here. Maybe it's probably about 2 tablespoons. You can see at the bottom there. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to blend this again, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be just fine. You are supposed to warm this up and make it into like a thicker sauce before you put it on the top of your stuff to bake. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to lightly pour it over the top and bake it. So yeah, I'll be back to show you guys this in just a second. I'm sure it's going to taste much better. Okay, yeah, that's way better. That's very delicious. So, ooh, the oven's ready. That's exciting. So there's my dish with all of its prettiness going on. And I'm just going to pour this across the top. Splish splash. Splish splash everywhere. So I am going to serve this over rice. I think this is going to taste fantastic, guys, honestly. So this is going to be food. I'll be back to show you what I'm going to have for a drink in just a minute. I'm going to go get this in the oven. It's supposed to bake at 400 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. So I'm going to go get this in the oven and I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to make a smoothie quick, and I'm starting with a whole bunch of spinach, just packed some in there. The reason I'm making this is because I have some pineapple left over, and every time I put pineapple left over in the refrigerator, it just goes bad. So I'm just going to dump that in there. It had a little bit of juice left in the bottom. So pineapple, spinach, a banana that is very ripe, which is super exciting. I've actually got a bunch of ripe bananas, so in the next day or two, actually about 2 days, I'll be able to make the boys some muffins. That will be good. Okay, and then I am going to put in my tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, which I've taken to not measuring any longer, so I'm probably getting more than a tablespoon, to be honest with you, but I guess just fine. And then I'm going to put in some orange juice, which is not maybe a health food, but it doesn't have any sugar added to it or anything, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish the orange juice. There wasn't a ton left in there. It's probably about, I don't know, between a cup and a half of orange juice left. So anyways, I'm going to make that into a smoothie. And I'm sure it'll taste wonderful. But if it doesn't, I'll let you know, for sure. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go clean up the kitchen a little bit, and I will see you as soon as this is done cooking. Alright guys, before I forget, I need to mention that I checked my blood pressure this morning. It was 103/64. I had totally forgotten to mention that before. Okay, so I took a couple of containers out. There is one container with some rice and some food. I haven't tried it yet, but it doesn't really matter what it tastes like, because it's what I have for food. So even if it's not very good, it doesn't matter, because that's what I'm going to have to eat. But anyway, it's very pretty. So this is what it looks like. You've got all the sauce at the bottom that you can see, and I'm gonna grab a piece of tofu and some sauce. It congealed up nicely like you would want it to do if you had thickened it on the stove. So let's try this. I don't want it to be too hot. Yep, that's good. That's very good. Okay, so this is worth making without soy sauce. It was good with the soy sauce too, though. But it's good without soy sauce. Alrighty. I have to go because I need to go and get gas before I go into work. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again in the morning. Alright everybody, so I'm home from work. Supper last night was awesome. Like, awesome. So my husband, who doesn't even like pineapple, really liked it. So before I left, he actually sat down and was eating. And he said, specifically, because I told him there's supposed to be soy sauce in the original recipe. And he said that he could totally see how, like, a pinch of salt across the top would make it just that much tastier. But he also said that with a little bit of black pepper and the garlic in it, that he really liked the flavor. And granted, he's been salt-free now for probably about 10 days. Not completely salt-free. He's had a couple of things here or there that had a little bit of sodium in them. But for the most part, he's been salt-free. So yeah, he really enjoyed it. I thought it was phenomenal. So I would totally recommend making that. That was really good. It was super easy. I mean, chop some stuff up and mix the sauce together and then put it in the oven, and total maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, absolute tops. And then baked it for 35 minutes. The onions were still pretty firm, which I like. I don't have any problems with that. My husband doesn't care for them quite so firm. He likes his onions done a little bit more, but he didn't say anything about it. So they must have been good with the flavor of the sauce that was on them, because otherwise he probably would have mentioned that they were maybe slightly undercooked. It was good. So I made something for breakfast which is slightly higher in fat than what I had the last few days, but no salt. I'm kind of excited about it because I tried it already and it's real good. So I decided I wanted like strawberry jelly, but I didn't really want to use chia seeds, but I used cashews anyway, so I don't know, I guess it's not really any healthier. But anyways, so I had 1/4 cup of cashews that had been sitting in hot water for probably about 20 minutes maybe. And then I put in there 5 fairly good sized strawberries that 2 or 3 of them looked like they were pretty ripe. 2 of them didn't look quite so ripe, but anyways, 5 strawberries and 2 large dates. Mostly 2 large dates. I took a bite off the end of one of them, I have to say. But anyways, mostly 2 large dates. Anyway, and then I just blended it with 1/3 of a cup of water. I probably could have gotten away with 1/4 of a cup of water. This is relatively thick. I mean, this is the container. So I mean, it's not falling off or anything. It's not running, but in the container, made a mess all over the place. Anyway, in the container, it is still kind of a little bit sloppy. But if you were to put this in the refrigerator, it would totally thicken up and be like scoopable. I'm pretty sure. I don't know 100%. But anyways, so I'm gonna have this with some crackers that are brown rice. That's it. So yeah, I mean, it would thicken up though. If you wanted it thick, I'm pretty sure it would thicken in the refrigerator. But anyway, this is really good. Like really, really good. I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to actually, there's a lot in there. Like, that's a lot. So I'm going to divide that into thirds. 1/3 for me for now, 1/3 for my husband for when he gets home, and then another 1/3 in the fridge. But anyway, I'm really excited. It's very, very tasty. You guys should try that. It was super easy. It was not a recipe. I didn't find anything like this online or anything. It works, you know? It's just kind of one of those things that you just throw together, it works. And if you're super sensitive to sweet or your strawberries are real ripe, then just probably 1 date or even 1.5 dates would have been fine, because dates are pretty high in sugar, or I don't really care about that, but they're kind of high in calories too. Yeah, I don't really care about that either. Anyways, so I am going to eat, go take a nap for a few hours, and then go get my hair cut, because my hair is relatively fine. Like, it's actually very, very, very fine. I have a decent amount of it, but it's very fine, so that when it gets longer, it gets see-through at the bottom, because it's just very fine. So you just see everything behind me through my hair, and it drives me nuts. So anyways, I'm gonna go get my hair chopped off, and so I'm gonna take a nap, go get my hair cut, and then I'll probably put something together tonight for tomorrow, because I have to work all day tomorrow, and I probably want to do something in the crock pot. So if I don't, then I'll see you tomorrow with something that is not crock pot. But that's my goal. So anyways, that's it for me for now. I'm gonna go enjoy some breakfast and wait for my husband to come home so I can say goodnight to him and go take a nap for a little while, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.